How's it going, everybody? And welcome to episode 4 of the News Weekend Recap. Really, two things to be talking about. I haven't finished Sonic Frontiers because I don't know if I mentioned it in the last News Weekend Recap video. I most likely did, but I had family over, and because of that, they were mainly playing my games and also watching my Netflix. And being the good guest I am, I decided, hey, let them just do what they want to do on my PlayStation and such. So I haven't had time, and the amount of things that you just had to collect to finish up in Sonic Frontiers, there's just no way I'm gonna be done with that. So for sure, I'm definitely gonna have time to be able to get it done by the next News Weekend Recap for next weekend. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking about specifically Sonic Prime, or at least a teaser of the first episode of Sonic Prime, and then the next episode we got of Assassin's Creed Mirage provided by Ubisoft on YouTube. So the first thing with Sonic Prime is they showed a teaser, or not really a teaser, the full episode on the Netflix Kids platform. If you do want to watch it, I'll put it in the description down below. The full episodes of Sonic Prime is going to be releasing very soon. It's going to be releasing on July 13th, which will be on Thursday, actually. And by the way, this is all exclusively on Netflix, unless you have different ways of watching it. I'm going to be watching it on Netflix, though. And if you are curious, all episodes will release all at once, just like in Season 1. Meaning you can just go from episode 1 to 2 all the way to episode 8. There will be 8 episodes in season 2. But anyway, to get back into the first episode that they showed off, I honestly thought this was one of, if not the best episode in Sonic Prime. Now I do need to rewatch everything from season 1 again, because it has been a good while. When did Sonic Prime season 1 came out? December 15th of 2022. It has been a good couple months. It's been a while. I do want to rewatch everything, but this episode was really awesome. I mean, I don't really have much bad to talk about. The only bad that I really have, and it is Sonic's personality thing, and I've covered about it in the last time when I did my Sonic Prime review. This problem that I'm mentioning about Sonic's whole personality is a thing from season 1. So other than that, really, this episode was really flawless. I really enjoyed this one. One of the things that I really enjoyed is that, for one, Shadow is now finally here. I mean, they finally showed off a lot more Shadow. Here and then in season 1, we will get glimpses of Shadow whenever Sonic was running fast, and we obviously saw a lot more Shadow, I believe, in episode 3 of Sonic Prime season 1. But here it was just all of Shadow, or at least a lot of Shadow, and it was really awesome too. It really was great to finally see a lot more of another hedgehog that has brains pretty much, because like I said, my main problem with Sonic is just in this episode, or this whole series, is just how he acts. Really, I know that he's like this arrogant hedgehog and such, and he has a lot of cheesy lines and stuff, but it's really, I mentioned before, he sounds like an idiot. He really sounds like an idiot. I just don't like how he is in just Sonic Prime, but it is what it is, I guess. Really, maybe, I don't know if it's trying to cater to past type of audience that have looked back at Sonic's character. I don't know if that really made sense, or maybe he's just trying to have something similar to, maybe, I guess, from Sonic X, or like from like the Dreamcast or Adventure era days. I don't know. But aside from that, I mean, I really enjoyed Shadow's presence in this episode, a lot of it, really from start to finish. And the other thing with this episode, it felt more emotional and had actual meaning to it. I don't remember much about, well, that's not really the best way to say this. This episode just had a lot more content. It had a lot more content, things to like actually digest and like actually think about. It wasn't just like this running from place to place type of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, because there's a thing called slice of life genre, and where you just have like a whatever type of thing going on. But I don't know. I mean, with the way how Sonic Prime was from the start, it felt like it just didn't feel like things were just. It just felt like things were just happening just for the sake of things happening. I don't know if that's really the best way to articulate my point, but when Shadow came and he's actually showing Sonic like what has he done, like what he's done since episode 1 of Sonic Prime, it really is like a, oh shoot, this actually happened. We actually need to fix all of this now. Things are actually getting pretty serious now, and I really dig that. So that being said, my only other question is, how much screen time is Shadow going to have now? Because we found out that Shadow can't travel in these other dimensions aside from, but Sonic can, and we see him go into the jungle area. I forgot which one it is, I'm not gonna lie, but Shadow has to be in this void area, and the only dimensions he could travel to is his home dimension. So I am very curious of how they're gonna be going about as far as screen time with Shadow. Will he have like any significance, or is it just going to be the same way like in season 1 where it's just Sonic just running around? Yes, there will be other casts there, various different types of casts with Amy, Tails, Knuckles, we even saw Metal Sonic. I don't know, we'll just have to see then. But this first episode was really awesome. I mean, the action that we got with Sonic versus Shadow was really awesome. The whole context that Sonic and Shadow was just having, them dialoguing about what just happened and what they now need to do, is awesome. I really enjoyed this episode. This was honestly like my favorite episode of this show so far. I definitely can say that for sure. Tell me what you thought about the teaser of the first episode of Sonic Prime. If you liked it, dislike it, tell me in the comment section. I would love to know. And then the last thing I'll be talking about here is going to be pretty much a short episode, is Assassin's Creed Mirage. I believe I talked about it in like a couple recap episodes ago, where they're going to be doing weekly episodes from Ubisoft just talking about stuff from Assassin's Creed Mirage. I don't know how many episodes they're planning to do, maybe like 5, I'm guessing, I don't know. But this episode was just giving a lot more backstory around Basim as a character, and just talking about how the story is going to be in this game. We got hints to where is going to be his journey from this thief kid to a journey from being a apprentice assassin to then being a master assassin. Because remember, this takes place years before the events of Valhalla. I believe they said 12 years before then. So this is basically just his life just going from one end to another. I did see a skill tree, saw Phantom, Trickster, Predator, so different things. They also mentioned about progression being, very linear. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that's basically saying that they're not gonna do the formula exactly like how Origins was, because the way how Origins thing worked is you obviously level up when you get XP, and then you also can just level up your gears and stuff just from like crafting and stuff. I don't know if that's exactly what they're talking about, where it's like it's gonna be different, that where they're not gonna be doing most of that still from that RPG elements. I'm not gonna lie, I did get a little bit confused. I did see the assassin ranks that they showed at the right side of the screen on the pause menu, where we saw outfits, sword and daggers is what Basim mainly uses. So if you're a fan of sword and daggers, well, there you go. They did talk a lot about combat and stuff, actually. They even did a little bit of talking about that that move, that teleportation type of move, and they did give us a warning of like, you do want to be careful where your last kill is going to be at, because you definitely don't want to get spotted, which is pretty obvious. I'm still just very curious about how strongholds are going to be like, if they're going to be actually really tough to get in or be using this move and you really have to be careful when using it, or if it's something that you can just bust out willy-nilly kind of whenever you got it, like as like a cheat code type of thing, because it really looks like a cheat code. But what they can at the least do to just equal out everything is really make sure that this is gonna that you gotta be utilizing stuff real good. This will be a huge test for me, a huge test for them at least, to work on that, especially just making these strongholds a lot harder than normal, really. them having various tasks. I believe they started doing that, where some just roam around having different tasks, but I think they need to just take a step notch if they really emphasize that use stealth. Don't just use this willy-nilly, but we'll just have to see then. That's it though. That's it for this episode of the News Weekend Recap. Tell me what you all thought about, again, Sonic Prime with the episode 1 teaser, with Assassin's Creed Mirage, what they were talking about with Basim and such. And I will see you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and as well as this video. And I'll see you on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Peace.